Hey guys, it's Sharon with Little Brit and Company, and welcome to the channel. So today I have all of this. I had to use up, I was trying to use up the scraps from my two Believe albums. These wonderful, I have these, two of these. One is Believe in Magic. I'll pull these out. And the other one was a magical place. And I still have some scraps left. I mean, I might be able to make one other thing. I have an idea for one final piece before I show you everything I made. But this was really fun. This was super fun. I'm going to move things out of the way and show you just for little forewarning, this is going to be a super choppy video because I actually started it when I planned on hadn't done all this. And so it may seem like I'm restarting the video. And anyway, there are a couple of tutorials in this one, but not all of it. Not all of it. All right, let me move this out of the way. I'll show you what I did. I'm very excited about all this. So this was super, super fun. So the first thing I did, and there's a lot of this in there, plenty for you to skip over if you're bored. Let me pull back just a wee bit. There we go. I made these bookmarks and they're all based on, for the most part, they're based on specific scraps that I had available. So these are either 1.5 inches or 2 inches. It's weird how that looks. So I described these later on, and so I'm just going to show you. This was the first one that I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I did 7 of those. And then, I know I taught more about this elsewhere. Let me show you these. I did, oh, wait, there's another bookmark. Look at that, there's another bookmark. 8 bookmarks. And then I did, oh my golly, I can't find it all. I shouldn't have hidden it like this. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it out. This was interesting. What are you doing? I know you all are like, Sharon, what are you doing? I'm making a mess is what I'm doing. Okay. So then the next thing I did, and I showed you all, and again, I show you more of this later on in the video, and I show you what I was using it for, but I made these teeny tiny little journaling cards. And I used an index card on one side to give these nice little lines, and just a bunch of different sizes that basically were the size that I had available. So, made those. And then, for some of them, again, this is in the video. If you watch further when I'm actually making everything, these were like, I lined some of those up one side and then the other side because I had the that hole in the middle. And so I had plenty of room for something else. So I made these little pockets. And let me see. So you can actually, you got this cute little pocket that you can use. But what was here was the punched hole in the actual packet. So I was able to make 3 of those just based on what I had available. I didn't make any extras of those. And then I had a few bigger pieces. So I made these more photo journal cards. I really like this one. Again, I show you more of that. Yeah. So I thought, and I specifically used the, this kind of generic side instead of the other side of all of these is very decorative, and, you know, it'll be stuff like that or very specific. But I wasn't sure if I was going to use all of these with this Disney theme that I have going on here. Okay. Then, this is a pocket from one of my previous things that I put together, little notebooks. But this was what I had to cut it down, and this is what was left. And I thought, I don't want to lose that. So I'm going to, see if I can get it open. I'm going to make a nice little pocket out of it. Oh my golly. A nice little tight, very tight pocket. There we go. Out of that one. Cute. So very cute. Very tight. Actually, you do that a few times, it'll loosen that up. I only have one of these because this was just this was one off a trim, but it worked. Okay, so what I didn't show you all is that I made a ton of these little cards, these little ones. So, I mean, really just a ton. I went through, I had these 6x6 pads had a lot of cut aparts, more than I think I normally see. So I had a ton of cut aparts. So I went ahead, I did back each one before I put it on to these. These are all blank. This is the only one I think that actually opens like that one. So I ended up having 2 sizes. That one goes with that. And just based on the cut aparts themselves. So I think that, yeah, that was, you can sort of see the difference. This one's slightly bigger and I had less of those. And then I had these really cute ones. So they were just fun. They were really fun to make. They go together so quickly when you start, when you're putting them together. And I don't know, do you all think that I should make little envelopes for them? I mean, I can do that. And then I'll probably sell them in sets of, I don't know, maybe 5. I liked that one. That one came out nicely. This one actually originally had a decorative outer to the picture, but it had been partially cut off at the bottom, so I just made a change. All right, so these are the ones I had that are not, if only I could speak, that I don't show anywhere else. So you'll see them here. If you want me to do a little tutorial on those, I absolutely can. And then my favorite, this is a very short video. Well, no, it's not. This first part. You can see everything here, and if that's good, and then later I show you how I made stuff, and I come to a weird end. Okay, I'm gonna get that up there. I made these, and I will tell you I am loving these. Okay, so these are, they're intended to be like little dangle accent pieces. But the way I put them together, and at the end I think there's a bit of a tutorial with these. So the way I put them together and created them, they're like coins. And I realized I really like the idea of these being kind of this cool decorative coin that I could stick into a pocket or a little envelope. Kind of create its own little ephemera. They just came out super fun. They're very thick. So I have the big ones, and then I have a whole bunch of the small ones. Here. So I did a whole bunch of the small ones, and I just did a plain on one side and then the decorative one on the other. Now, I did, you can kind of see that. I did do a coat of paint, like a glitter paint, on both sides, and then I Mod Podged both sides. I really love that one. I think that one came out really nicely. And I really want to make more. I really want to make more. Now, I showed you near the end of the videos, I do show you how I made these. The only thing I left off was really the Mod Podging at the end. And that's just because of the, it's just a lot of, you kind of have to wait as things are drying and getting together. Now, that's good. One of these, I did double side one of these. Is it this one? Yeah. So with this one, instead of just having it plain, I went ahead and made it two-sided. Let me know what you think. Do you like the plain kind of glittery on one side? Or do you think it should be two-sided with those there? Again, these are very fun, and I definitely think I'm going to continue making these. Now, what I might do to make these charms, to really turn these full-time into charms, I did find my awl, and that means I could poke a hole in there and string it with something, or use a jump ring to put through. And I may do that with some of these. These would be great, like the small ones on a junk journal. But right now, I just really like them like this. So I will say this size, making these into a charm, poking a hole and putting the, stringing them, or not stringing them, putting them on jump rings, and then putting them together. That I think would be really cute. But these, I just love these as, let's see if I can get that one to shine for you. I don't know if I can get that one to shine, if you can see the shiny in it. But I just love these as just this interesting coin embellishment. But again, I'm always asking your opinion, guys, and that's because I think you all have, good ideas. So I'm going to let the video run. I don't think I end it very well. I don't think I say goodbye. So if I don't say goodbye at the end, just know that I appreciate you guys, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I hope you enjoy all of this. Cheers. Hey guys, it's Sharon, Little Britain Company. Welcome to the channel. So I have a lot of scraps left. I've been working with this magical pads, so I did I've pretty much emptied out these Believe in Magic and Magical Place, made a bunch of different things I'll show you soon. And what I have left are all of these scraps, some big, some pretty small. And then I have some of the cut-aparts. And I may hold on to the cut-aparts for right now, but this is a lot of scraps. So I have a couple of ideas. I'm going to move this up a little bit. I'm going to look at this. It's just a huge pile of scraps. Anyway, so what I want to do is try to use up some of my bigger ones. To that end, I'm going to get the other one down. I don't want to use this one. Well, this one's okay. I have this is 110 pound paper. I cut this into two different sizes strips. This is 11.5. This is 8.5 by 11, and so I cut these strips into 2 inches. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I did these last ones in 1.5 inches, and they're still 8.5. And I think that 8.5 is just too long for these bookmarks. Did I say I wanted to make bookmarks? I want to make some bookmarks with my scripts. That would have been a good leap. What I think I'm doing, and I like that size, these are going to be 6 inches. So and then I might make a different set that's longer. I don't think I'd want to go less than 6 inches. Your normal paperback, that'll work well with your normal paperback. And at this weight, I'm going to use those scraps for something else. Put that to the side. But I do like to appear frugal. I'm not making any promises that I really am, but I like to feel like I'm being frugal. All right, I'm going to put that aside for a minute because I don't really want to do a whole lot of cutting with these. So now I have all of these. And I have several ideas. So my first idea would be to take just a bunch of these if they're long enough. At 6 inches, if I haven't cut anything off, these should be perfectly long enough. So, and that's got a hole in it. I know that right now, so I'm not going to be too worried about it. What I don't like is when it's like this. You see how it's kind of icky? So I may have to do a little bit of cutting on some of these. Do that way. I can do it this way. Because my thought here is that I'm going to cut off what I don't need. Kind of like trimming when you're sewing. So I do like those together. And maybe a strip of red in between. I mean, I'm really just, the idea is just to play with it a little bit. I put that one at the end. And then I can take one of my cut-aparts and do a little, maybe like a little saying in there. I don't like that. That's just blue. No, that goes in the wrong direction. I'll do that one too. So, how much room do I need? So I need a decent size. It's not gonna work. This might take a few minutes to figure this out. I'm really just kind of spreading these. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna pull out some of these big ones. Big, well, they're not really big, but I'm gonna pull out the ones that aren't just so small. The ones that I really think I have my best shot at doing something else with those. Now, this one's the yellow polka dots. Let's see if this one works. And I'm going a little bit over that side. Maybe do my yellow polka dots right there. See if my blue works there. And honestly, if you wanted to, you could do just like something in the middle. I don't know. This is a little bit of playtime. Let me see what I can do. I am going to trim this up just a little bit because I just cannot stand that yucky raggedy piece right there. That's all I needed to trim. On that side, I am not loving how uneven it is. Let me see if we can get that evened up. When I'm playing with these, trying to get them even, sometimes that works. I don't think I'd... Okay, so I got that one. Let me do this one. Just gonna trim off that yucky piece. That yucky piece. Did any of you did any of you all watch Friends? If you did, I kind of feel like saying that yucky piece is a bit like it should be one of Phoebe's songs. Kind of like Smelly Cat. I was not actually a big Friends watcher. Okay. Let's hope I didn't trim off too much. So I'm just going to start with the blue. Get that one. That's the one thing, the other big thing for me for doing something like this. I can be a bit of a butterfinger. It's hard to hold on to some stuff. We'll see. Okay. This one, I'm trying just to line those up. That's pretty even. And this one. Oh no. And it is, I cut too much off. So I still have a little sliver of something that I need on the edge here. And that's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to go right over the edge right there. And I may trim it down a little bit on the bottom just to even things up. So I'm going to get glue everywhere. Yep. I put that. Okay. So far, so good. Can't get the glue pin back. So then we could attach something like that. Well, I'm not quite done. Oh man. I was off on this one. That's better. Okay. Now that all is fitting pretty well, and I'm going to do something right there in the middle, but I think it's going to have to be, so without the red on it, this would have fit just fine. Look how cute that is. But before I do that, I'm going to take this. I'm going to do the back. And I think I don't have, I mean, I have bigger pieces, but they're not going to be big enough. Like, that one's bigger. I think on the back, I'm just going to use up some of the black and some of the, yeah, I mean, I know what size this is. So I cut this. And so this is going to be 6 inches there. So that should also be 6 inches. And this is going to be 2 inches. 6 by 2. Oh my goodness. All right, that just jumped right at me. I put my guillotine, my small guillotine up. I did not make sure it was secure. Okay, so now I'm just putting this piece on. Just want to make sure it's on there straight. These are such a pain sometimes, but there. Okay. It is getting late and I am getting clumsy. Okay. Oh, I need to put a little bit more glue on this one. This one's not holding. There. All right, we got that one. Now, so I've got the plain black on this side. What you can do is just trim that, but I have this wonderful sort of tab. I'm going to put it right in my, oh my word. Oh, that is hard to go through. Those layers are hard. I'm not sure I can get it to go. Shoot. I didn't expect that. I did not expect that. That is so thick that it does not want to go through. So, all right. Trial and error. Sometimes that's what it's about, trial and error. So let me see what happens when I put it through now. I don't want to break it, so I'm going to put it through this side. Try to help me get that hole through. Wow. Okay, well, that does tell me something, so I may need to cut. Not really sure. Where's my hole punch? Let me see if I can find my regular hole punch. I had it just the other day. That's not it. Okay, sorry, turn the camera off for a minute there. So I was able to easily hole punch it. It's very, very thick. So if I do this, or when I do, because I think I'll do something like this again, but when I do it again, I'm just going to go ahead and do this, and then I'll add the other pieces front and back, whatever design. So when I'm punching through, doing my final punch, I'm really only going to be punching through the papers, if that makes any sense. Yeah, because that did not want to go through. That was a pain. I got it. So now I'll do that one. I'm thinking that one. No, that's two. The other ones are too busy. I could do the little making memories. I need to trim it. The one thing I need to do here is whatever piece I pick, it has to be trimmed. Pretty well trimmed too. Let's see what's gonna make. I like that this is a day to remember. Can I get it small enough? Sure. The thing also about these is I don't have to back them up, because I can just make sure this is yeah. I know, train of thought. It went right out the door with the train. I can Mod Podge the tops of these, which I think will look equally as good. So if I take this one, which is now pretty much the right size, I'm liking that. Okay. That's cute. That's cute. And then, yes, I do have a little bit of this. I have a little bit of this ribbon. I don't need a huge amount. Hopefully that's the right amount. This is so cute. I'm gonna get a little ribbon in here. And come on, go through. I think I'm gonna try to get that one to be a little bit more, go through a little bit more like that. Okay, what do you think? That's the front and that's the back. Now the back is very plain right now. I'm gonna think about something to do with that. I wonder if there's a better way to put this ribbon on. I like having it on. But maybe this one would do better like this. Now with this ribbon, once I decide what the final is, I think this one's better like this. Then I'm going to trim those again. I'm just going to do a little bit of a flame. Where's my flame? Let's see. It should work. And that'll stop it from that fray that we're seeing. Cute. Okay. What do you think? So even though I've already tied my ribbon on, I would probably go over the top of this with a little bit of Mod Podge. And I might do something to the back. I just don't know yet. I mean, I could have added, let me think on that one. So I know the video just really jumped for you all, and suddenly I have this pile of bookmarks. I thought I was still recording, and I think it was something like a phone call rang or an alarm went off. I think it was the alarm went off. And did you know that with iPhones, when your alarm goes off, it literally will stop your recording? Well, I didn't realize. I mean, I do know that, but I wasn't thinking about it. Anyway, so in the meantime, I think that we did this one together. And then I went ahead and just did a whole bunch more. I ended up switching out. I used that 110 cardstock for a few of these, the ones that I had pre-cut some. And then I switched out to more of a 65, like that, and started making some of them that way. So some of these, let me show you what I did with a few of these, and then I'll show you what the next project is. Pull this back just a wee bit. And my desk is such a mess right now. So I am trying desperately, not really desperately. I just want to find ways to use all these scraps because they're good side, you know, I just don't want to waste. I'm just trying to. All right, I'll stop. So this strip fit perfectly, kind of. This is a 2-inch, and this was just, you know, under 2 inches. So this is just really attached directly to this. Is this 80? Is it where it's 65? Let me check and make sure what my weight on these is. This is, so it's 65, but it's plenty strong enough. The other ones, so like this one was the 110, and then with the 2 around it, it was just too heavy. I mean, it's fine for a bookmark, but I couldn't get the punch to go through, and I was having to do all sorts of things to get the punch to go through. So that's this one. Let me do this. What I just did. All right. So we did this one together. This one I just did in the middle. This one I actually used 2 skinny little pieces, kind of like that, on either side. And then put that one in the middle, and then I did back that one up. This has got the 65, but then I backed it up with another 65. So this one was kind of interesting. This one is chunks. 1, 2, 3, 4 chunks. Because I wanted to make this work. And I don't know whether I'm going to go through and do something else on here. Maybe. This one started getting hard to cut. This is actually how this one comes. This double-sided. It's meant to be sections that you can, you know, cut off. But I just liked it like that. And I decided to leave the back just the plain black, because you can write on it or add something to it if you want to. Then this strip actually turned out to be the exact correct size. That was a 1.5. Yeah, 1.5 inch. This one I did the same thing. I had a strip that was just a little bit too small for the 2 inches. And then I just used these teeny tiny strips to create the sides. I actually really like the way this one came out. And then this final one, and I used ribbon and I used some tulle on some of these. This final one, this is actually from the cowboy paper, I think. And then just this plain, I really liked the dot. I think the other side has writing or something on it. So I made those, and I could have made more, but I held with those. Let me put those up there. So then the next thing to use up my lovely scraps here is, where did I put it? I decided to do some of these small journal pages because I'm making some of these. I'm using my cinch, in this cute, to make these cute little, pocket comes out, to make these cute little, oh my golly, aren't they adorable? These cute little books. And so I thought I can make tiny ones to go in my little books. And that would be, you know, kind of fun. Instead of just I mean, I can make tags, but how cool to have some other pieces. And I'm using these small pieces that generally there wouldn't be a lot of use for. I also made a couple of these pockets. Now, this is going to be too big for this one, but let me use one of these. So these little pockets, because I think I do have some tag dies that I can use to cut these out. What's left of these? What I really have left are those mostly thin, which I probably just should throw away. They're just so small. But I thought this was cool. And again, this is the kind of thing, I'll just show you on this one. You could actually attach to the inside. Make a little pocket there. I just love it. So I'm going to do a couple of those. And I'm going to move this to the side. I'm going to do some gluing on. It's honestly super simple. I just pick a side. I just want to make sure that this piece, so this is something I cut. I'll show you. How about I just show you through this one? So this is the one that I made after I did learn the cinch one. And these are the pieces that I had cut that I couldn't use on that. So I just cut them down to fit into this little 3x3. And so when I cut these down, most of these already had the punch on this side done. So I just cut off the extra piece. And that's what that is from this 3x5. So this is a 2-inch piece. I'll finish showing you through this one. Instead of doing the teasing part of it. So I just did some different sections in here. I didn't bother to do the little tabs. I switched off sections. So here I did a section with the index cards. Then I did a section with the graph paper. And then index cards. And then in between each one, I've got some of these cute little bits. And these were, by the way, some of the ones that I had cut for the first book, that this was going to be going in the wrong direction. It was going to be going that way. And so it was nice to be able to switch it up and use it the right direction. So then we have those. I almost feel like I need the tabs. It's hard to find the next sections. That one and more index. And then at the very end, I did one of those tiny pockets. One of those tiny envelopes. So you could fit conceivably. Let's see if this will fit inside. Yeah, because this is 2x2, so it fits right inside. Cute is that? So I have a couple of small projects to do with you guys. So this is going to be the next one. Pull back, didn't have to go back too far. And it's really simple. I just have to decide what side to use. And I will say, I like both of these sides, but I'm going to go ahead and use the black polka dot. So I'm just going to do, I'm getting it all over my hand. Now, this is thin. This is thin. I'm just going to pick a side to line it up. I'm going to grab, I just wash my bone folders every once in a while because they get glue on them. All right, I'm going to put this one to the side for a minute, and I'm going to do a couple of them. And, well, this is the piece I had to cut off for that one. So I am just going to do a tiny bead of glue on the inside. this one was a little bit unusual, but the perfect size. What was I saying? I have no idea what I was just saying. Something. I was not sure what I was going to do with these pieces. But I really love the idea of having like the lined paper on the back of each of these, because, you know, it's nice to be able to write a sentiment. Okay, I like that, but I haven't done a lot with the yellow, so I think I'm going to keep the yellow. So, as you guys hang out with me. By the way, thank you so much for to everybody who writes me messages and tells me you're hanging out with me throughout the video. Believe it or not, it makes a huge difference to me, because it really helps knowing that you guys are still there with me. So as I'm talking and doing things, I really am talking to you. I know that sounds weird. I can't stop it from sounding weird, but I am, and it's nice to know that I actually am talking to you guys and not, you know, just to myself. With this one, because I know I'm going to have to cut it off, I'm just going to do, so this is, I'll show you what I did with this one, because this is similar to that other one. The piece that I had that was that size. I'm going to do another one of those pockets. So to do that, I am going to keep, oh, this still has the glue stuff on top. I'm going to go ahead, when you pull it out of the book, it has just a little bit of that glue at the top. And so I'm just going to chop that off, because that glue does not translate well. And so I'm going to keep this side. I think that side's going to work better than this one at the moment. And it's kind of amazing what you can do with all of these scraps. And I think what's cool is that once I make these, I'll have them for whatever the next project is. So if I don't end up using them, because I was going to make more of the Little Dream. I am going to make more of this size, because I think it's really cute. I really like it. But I am pretty much out of that paper. I have a little bit of the birthday side. Not the one I had intended to use. But I have a little bit of the birthday one left. And I think I'll at some point order more, but if I use some sides that would work with any of the park things that we do, then we're good. We do have a the year-long pass to King's Dominion, which is super fun. See, I love both these sides. I really love that one. I like the vacation one. You know, I think what I'm going to do is this side, because I think this will go with other projects better. So because I want to be able to, you know, use these on some of the other little notebooks that I'm going to make. It's funny how you end up stopping as I concentrate to get it in the right space. My ability to vocalize is non-existent. Okay, here's another one. Oh, do I use the balloons or do I use the stars? I'm going to use the balloons. I'm going to use the balloons. Did I cut this? No, I still have. Let me cover this for a second. I'm going to have to trim. Even if you don't get glue on even if you're not pulling away glue, then sometimes you pull away a little bit of fray. So you get rid of that. We had big storms come through last night. So Big Brit is on call. And they have all sorts of outages. So effectively, we're not going to see him. He was very lucky not to be called out yesterday on Father's Day. But apparently they really should have called him out. Something happened. I don't know whether their phone lines weren't working. He certainly had his phone next to him all day. Well, and some of the storms came through late, but I was expecting him to be called out in the middle of the night. And he was not. So I'm being great for him and us. I would certainly rather him be home, but I'm selfish that way. I love it when my family's all together. Let me get this one right here. This middle piece is going to turn into one of these. All right, there's that one. And the reason I'm doing it the way I'm doing it is I'm just going to take them all and cut them down at the same time. So that's about there. My glue is trying to dry up a little bit. This one, I absolutely know that I want this cute little polka dot because it's adorable. There. Okay, so I've got those. I'm going to clean my glue bottle for just a second. This is the hardest part. Now, let me bring over my cutter. Now comes the easy part. Sure, we'll call it the easy part. So now, look how cute this is. I do think these are, and I'm not keeping that, and then I do. So, cute little card so far. I am going to start by trimming both of these at the same time. I can get them on here. And then got to get this one on straight. This one needs a tiny bit of a trim. It's like a little shave. That one needs to get back a little bit. Get those out of the way. That's 2. And then this one. That's actually still a big chunk, so that's the one we're going to hold on to. This is going to be something else. This will be easier to do this way. Wow, I'm terrible. I am going to go through these and just say, I think I'm just going to say no. I really need to. We have that little journaling. I love this. This is just coming coming around so well, and I know I'm going to have these really great little journaling cards ready, which is super cool. Ah, that one needs a shave. And these were all pieces that were just, they were so odd. I just wasn't sure what I was going to do with them. And this one still needs a little shave. Trying to get close enough. They were, I mean, that's the thing. When you have these bigger pieces, but then what do you do with them? I may have been able to use... I might have had enough to do another small book. I don't know. But maybe not. I do this so, you know, my fingers are dirty. This one is practically perfect. I'm not, yeah, honestly, it looks like it's been framed around those sides. I'm not going to worry about that back. I'm going to do my tiny shave right there. And I like the way the back looks, even though there's a little bit showing. I can be an odd perfectionist. Some things don't bother me, and some things just make me crazy. Anybody else like that? I mean, there are some things I can just like, it's fine. And then there are some things I'm like, oh no, it's got to be perfect. Or is that just me? It's okay if it's just me. Then I'm going to come down here and try to get a tiny shave off the bottom. And there we go. So move this aside for just a minute. And now I have, oh wow, that is a decent number. So the last thing I'm going to do with these little cards, where to do it, there we go, is I'm just going to do some cornering. This is actually my favorite cornerer. So, isn't it cute? I find this one gives me the closest to perfect corners. I don't know what, when I use my chomper, I often get like a little tiny, like it's not doing it perfectly. Like there's a little tiny extra piece coming out. It just drives me nuts. Not all the time, but I have a harder time with that one. I am actually not going to change this one at all. Or should I do the top? No. Well, you all let me know. I'm not going to do it right now, but tell me if you think it would look better if it was cornered. And then I can go back. Okay. And I do like that there was enough sort of generic backgrounds or backings to some of these that I could get some things that will go with anything. This one would be, to my thought, this one would be really cool in a Christmas or winter themed notebook. I have to say I'm really loving those. My little note cards. They would be really nice in some junk journals. You know how sometimes we use small envelopes in junk journals? Some of these would be really cute in those. Or at least this size would be. This paper is very specific, but I'm really loving the idea. Really. Really, really. All right, so I'm going to get those. And this one. Oh, that one didn't go right. After I just was telling people how much I love you. Okay. So right now that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cute little journal cards. All from papers that so often I would have, struggled to figure out what to do with them. All right, so I am going to go ahead and do these. Sorry, as I'm tapping away. Let me not do that. I do know that that drives some people nuts. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. This is my favorite punch. And I really, really want to get these in different sizes because it's just the best punch ever. This one. So I love this one. I love this one. I think I got it on Amazon. I have another question for you guys. A serious question. Would you all, because I can be so bad about adding in the information sometimes about doing the links, and I really want to give you links to things. Would you all like it or think it's a good idea for me to go ahead and do an Amazon affiliation so that I can create when you do that, here's why. When you do the Amazon affiliation, what you can do is create a page, and then everything that I buy off of Amazon, anything I buy off of Amazon, this and this and this and so on, I can link, and then if you're interested in it, you go straight to the link and you buy it, and it does help me. If you're an affiliate, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. I am very interested to see what you guys think about that idea, because if you're like, no, we can find it some other way, then that's cool too. Okay, now the next thing. Oh, that's perfect. Holy schmoly. So the next thing I do is just get a piece of cardstock. This is 65 weight. And I'm going to go ahead and just attach this. And this time I have to be as careful as possible. And I am going to, I'm sorry you can't see better what I'm doing. What I'm trying to do is leave pretty much the same border. And that came out pretty close. Pretty close. All right. And with this one, okay, so this one's not going to be, darn. Let me cut this one, and then for this one, I'll go this way so I can get the border in. Maybe I'll give it a bigger border. But this one worked perfectly. That was really nice. So I'm just going to go... It's a pretty skinny border. Let's see if I get that. It's pretty close. So that, ready. That's easy peasy and good to go. And it's a cute little pocket. I love it. Okay. So I'm making all these pockets, and this is really fun. And I have two more projects to show you guys when I'm done with this one. So I was excited to find some different things to do with my scraps. I think they're fun. Okay, so I'm going to line this one up. I'm going to give this one a little bit more of a border. Just a touch. And it makes it so easy. And then I am just going to eyeball approximately where I need to be with that one. Okay. Not too bad. So now I've got 3 pockets out of that. So I still have, believe it or not, all of this. Now, everything after this, it is tiny. It is much smaller pieces. I'm not done. I have something to do with those smaller pieces. But actually, this needs to go over with the smaller ones because I'm not going to get anything out of that one. But the rest of these are big enough for me to do something with. So here's what I'm going to do. I have this lovely sheet of white cardstock. I think I have more over here somewhere. I do. I've got other pieces of it because I was using it for a different project recently. And then I have a whole bunch of the off-white cardstock, which I might also use. Some of that is a heavier than others. Okay. So what I thought was just to do a different kind, an unlined journaling card. I just thought it would be, why not? Why not do an unlined journal card to go with these? Super excited. Now, this time I have to make some decisions ahead of time about what that's going to look like, how big it's going to be, what the background's going to be. Because for these, this is something that if you have a smaller picture, you could attach it. I just want it to be something that people could really use. Okay, so like this one. If I attach that right there, that just becomes a really cute little, and I like this one in particular, I like square. So I'm just going to get going. Do some of these. Now, the one difference here is I might do a whole bunch of attachments. We'll see. What I don't want to do is, if I cut this right now without finding something that's approximately the same, then I'm going to lose a section of paper that maybe I don't have to lose. Because I'm just not good enough to not slice all the way through. Terrible, terrible. And I'm going to try to use ones that are a little bit more generic. That's okay. Whatever I do, I'm going to lose some on here. So instead of trying to not lose any, okay. I also think that some of these are they're too small for this. I want something that people can put a picture on the back of, like the Say Cheese. I think that's perfect for people to put a picture. I love this one. All right, if y'all saw the last one where my husband scared me and he thought it was hilarious, my wonderful dog just walked up and scared the bejerbers out of me. This one had a little bit of, get that off. Because I think this one will fit. I think that one's too big. Okay. Oh yeah, that's nice. Perfect. Okay. So instead of getting the balloons, I want the more generic. So if I don't end up using these for the Disney series, both of these could work with, this one could definitely work with Christmas. This one could work with so many things. Halloween and vintage and all sorts of things. And those are big enough, I believe, to put a picture. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these down real quick. I think that's about right. Not bad. Okay. And then that one. And this one. Now, for these, I actually really like these kind of square. So instead of rounding the corners on these, I'm just going to leave these square. I don't know why I like it that way. I just do. I'm just weird. We kind of keep moving over the pieces that I think are just going to be too small. Because I don't think you could fit a picture on them. But this one's fine. This one I think would be cute for some journaling. This one's fine. This one, I don't think so. That one's a cut apart. Oh, I'm trying to decide whether these are big enough, guys, to do a small picture on the back. Well, maybe. Let's see. This is not quite too... This is practically, if I cut this 2 by 2, and then I give a little bit more, you could do like, you know, the little school pictures? Yeah, that would work. Is this the same size? This one's not the same size. This one's a little bit smaller. Okay, that's okay. I can leave that one to the side. Kind of. You know what? I'm going to leave this one to the side because I have a different plan for that. I have a plan for that one. Okay, for this one, I am going to make... Can you all see? Not like that. Let me move this over a little bit so you can see it better. Okay. Do you see that hole right there? I am going to move that right to the outside. Oh. There. And that gives me a pretty big chunk. And then I'm going to turn this one. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Let me bring that back out a little bit. Okay. Lay that down. So now I don't have those holes, but what I do have is this cute little 3 by 2.5. And I'm going to cover the back with the white. I'm going to do the framing on all of these. So this one is 3.5 by 2.5. They're just all different sizes. I mean, this one's about 2.5 by 3. And then this one, I'm going to have to lose that tiny piece right there. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before. To get rid of that. And then I have a smaller one. And again, for most of these, I'm going to use the very generic side. This one, even though this goes with the Park papers, I actually think I've got like a rough edge to the top. I think I need to trim that. I need to shave that top. But with the cameras on it, it can go with so much. So much. The back, I don't like that. All right, I'm going to do let me move these over for a minute. Let me go ahead and get these shaved. It's just as thin a shave as I can get it. So I don't lose much. That away, and we'll see what I can use with these, and if I want to use these off-white ones. I don't think I do. I think I want another piece of white. I think I'm just going to pull a full sheet of white here just in case. Okay, so I am actually going to give these two a nice big chunk, and they're not going to fit. Will this one? Yeah, that'll fit with it. So I'm also trying to, that would also fit on here though. I don't think anything else will fit on there. Will anything else fit on here? that can be used some other day. Yes, I really am trying to use like all, oh, if I do it that way, I can do it this way. Talking to myself again. No, I'm not. I'm talking to you guys. Don't forget to, if you like the channel, please, please, please hit like, share the video. Remember, if I get to 6,000 by the end of the month, I plan to do a big giveaway. But you have to be a member of the channel, identifiable, because, by the way, guys, and then, because if you set it on private, I can't see whether you're a member. So you have to be a member of the channel, and you have to like and share at least one video. And comment. You have to let me know you shared it. That's what. Not too big. So we've slowed down just a little bit as far as new subscribers. Hopefully. There we go. That's so cute. Hopefully that'll pick up again. I feel like that one's just a... Now, don't... Just leave it. Just leave it. Cut too many times and you're just going to have nothing left. All right. So, I'm going to go ahead and do these last ones. And... I'm really liking these little cards. I mean, you can journal on these with the plain backgrounds. You can put a picture on them. Love that idea. They're so cute. You know, I need to go back and do these real quick. So I've mentioned that before, but when we burnish, what we're doing is actually helping the I'm going to go and cut this off. The paper itself kind of meshes so that when you burnish, it makes it more into a cohesive piece, single piece, as opposed to not. Burnishing makes them the weave kind of weave together, or mesh together. Mesh? What was I thinking? Okay, cute. I know. It's the little things. It's the little things. Okay. Do this one next. It's going to have to go like this. Yeah. What do y'all think? I've got one more after this, and then honestly, I think that my pieces are so tiny when I'm done. Anything that's too small for me to use with one of these projects, I'm just going to have to, it hurts me to say it, but I'm going to have to get rid of it. So my parents we're very much about conservation. You know, we didn't throw away things unless they were done. And when they were done, we threw them away because they were certainly not pack rats. But if you could find another use for something, by all means. My mom was brilliant about that. Incredibly creative woman. They both were. Both my parents were very creative. Let me make sure that's... There you go. Ah, ha, ha, don't move. It moved. So yeah, when you burnish, not only are you spreading the glue, which is, you know, helps the whole thing stay nice and solid, but you're also kind of making those pieces permanent to each other. Let's see if that's perfect. Okay. Now, I'm not done. Shockingly, I'm not done. I'm going to pull out some of those little pieces. Oh, look at the other white piece I had there. So this was cool. So we were able to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little photo cards. So much is coming around. Now, I'm going to grab this one. And I'm going to grab this one. So the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make these some little charms. So cute. And that's why I put this one aside instead of trying to work with it. Because I realized I had a few perfect little pieces in there. We'll see what size I need these to be. So... all right, so at 2 inches, and I know I have to do it upside down for me. At 2 inches, I can get that. It just feels like it's going to be too big. I'm sorry, that's 1.5 inches. So let me see what happens if I go for a 1-inch one. See how I can get it kind of perfectly. He's so cute. I'm going to try to go for this next one. Yep. So I get 2 of those. Now, can I get... I think I'm going to go ahead and do these. I'm just not going to bother about... Oh, I'm not going to get another 1.5 inch one out of this. So I'm going to go ahead and get another inch. Oh, that's cute. Even if it's just this. Let me see if I can get him. He's cute. And him. I'm throwing this away. Hard as that is, I am throwing it away. I'm going to pull these out. I have all of these little pieces here. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with them to make sure that I get these put together properly. All right, so the next one is this one. I'm not, you know, this has got so many little sayings on it. I'm going to go ahead and do a few of these in my 2-inch. I'm going to also bring you guys in some more so you can see better what I'm doing. So, cute. This one, can I get that? Yep. And this last one, let's see if I can get an inch punch out of that. Yes. Perfect. And then that piece actually goes in the trash. It's actually kind of exciting. This one. Let's do that. Right there in the middle. And there's nothing much left of that one. This one has the musical notes, so I can do a bunch of these, and the musical notes are going to go with so many different things. So I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, and then in my 1-inch, 4. That one's cute. I got just like that single. Maybe I should go and see more. And that one goes. I'm enjoying being able to throw some things away. All right, this one. It's on that side. I'm gonna do some of these little houses. All right, I like. I wonder if the 1-inch is better. Look at that one. Got a cute little house in there. These are cute. Can I get anything else out of there? I don't think I can. Maybe. Gotta move it just. Perfect. That one. This is a lot of all right. Oh no, this is going to be too small for that one. This is this would be perfect for a bookmark, except the orientation is wrong. So I'm going to try to get some words. Laugh. Can I get dream in there? That's going to be tight. Not really. I can get hello. If I come from this side, I can get hello centered. I can get wonder. It's gonna be. I'm gonna go ahead and punch that one and see what's on the other side. I will say I kind of like the writing. I kind of like the writing on that one. Okay, and again, I'm not gonna get a 2. I'm not a 1.5 inch. I'm not gonna get a. Where am I? Nope. The 1.5 inches isn't gonna work. Oh, I'm almost done to. Let me see what I have left here that I can work with. That's about it. I want to show you guys what I have left. After that, this. And there's not, well, there's a few. So I'm going to go through here and see if there's anything that is still usable for these. There might be a few. Is that it? Is that going to make a 1-inch? That actually work with the 1-inch. Okay. How about this one? Will this one work with the 1-inch? There's so much. It's off. But I made it work. Got it to work. I wonder if I can get that one. No. Nope. There's so many choices. So I am actually going to ignore that side. I'm just going to go for some of these. This one didn't work, did it? Nope. No, it did not. Just the 1-inch. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a bunch of these little 1-inches. I can't get that one. And can I get this last one? Oh, Jess. Okay. I am very much enjoying being able to throw some stuff away. So this one is interesting because it's just a plain, it's very plain. But I am okay with that. Can I get a 2-inch punch out of this? No, nope, I can't. The top just doesn't quite reach. But this is a bigger piece. What about this one? I thought I said I could get a 1-inch out of this. That one's cute. And that one's cute. Oh, these little circles. They're very cute. And so many of them are just the wrong size. This one might work. Got it. I'm not going to get a second one, am I? No, but I can get this one. Cute. I can't tell you how happy it makes me to be able to throw some away. So let me see if we can get another one of these out of here. Another big one. And one big one. And the rest of it is just, I'll just double check one more time to see if there's anything else big enough. There's not. This one is big enough, but I'm thinking that I might use this one for this one's big enough to be a belly band or something else. There's a few of these here that could do something else. So I have all of this stuff. I need to know how many charms I can make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good gracious. 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I'm going to use that extra. 24. 24. 1 inch. Oh boy. And then over here on the 1.5, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. I don't know. 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. 24 of the 1.5 inch, and then I'm going to go ahead and put these just like this in them. There's a reason I wanted to make them lined up the way, to the orientation that I'm going to glue them. So to make the charms, and to make them nice and thick, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use up some bits and pieces. I'm gathering a whole bunch of bits and pieces. That's what I'm going to do. See how much I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 2 of the thicker, this is 110. I'm going to cut 2 of these, and then I'm going to cut a backing. Just a plain simple backing, whether it's black or white or whatever. So we know we need, I'm going to use the big one first actually, because we know that we need 12 of those. So I'm going to just see how many I can get. No, wait, I need 24. I need 2 of these. 1, 2. All right, I'm getting 5 of those, and I promise I'm not going to do the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 6 of those. Okay. So I've got all those other pieces. I'll use up all the little pieces first. And then, let's see, can I get a couple of these? So I got 1. Come on. 2. And here's how it goes. So easy. Now, to get a hole in these, I'm going to use my awl, because this is going to be very thick. And I absolutely want to make sure that I get these solid. I want them to be perfectly aligned. And then my last one. Perfect. Now I have to find my awl. So I'm going to, what I'll end up doing is, this is so nice and thick. Slightly off. All right, so this is wonderfully thick. It's hard. That's going to dry. If you notice, some of these are, now what you can do is also, you can just go ahead and get some of these, you know, pieces together. The other thing you can do with these is Mod Podge the tops of them. So I'm going to do a few of these, and then I'll come back and show you everything we did with all of these wonderful scraps. Okay, so you can see as we kind of went, phew, I finished doing all of my initial charms. These are so cool, guys. And they're just really substantial with the double coating on them. So what I decided I wanted to do on the backs, because the backs are very plain, I did not have enough to do double. I could have done half of what I did and double-sided them, you know. But I decided to do it this way and to use some of my wonderful, this is Deco Art Crafters Acrylic Glitter Paint. Now, I can't find this in my area. My wonderful friend Kate gets it for me in New Jersey. Hi, Kate. and sends it to me, but you might be lucky enough to find this at your Dollar Tree. You might be able to find it at some other places, but I have tried a bunch of the different glitter paints, and this one really does, for me, what I want it to do, which is a nice, soft layer of glitter without overwhelming the project. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to take my trusty paintbrush and just do, I'm going to end up with this all over my hands, a nice light layer of glitter on this side. I'm probably going to get a smidge or two on the other side, which is okay. And I'm going to go ahead and glitter these up. Can you see? Maybe not yet. But it has just this really nice light coat of glitter. This is just my favorite. I use these when I do my I use this particular paint when I do my postcards for Christmas. Anytime I want, I need to go towel there. Anytime I want a light layer of glitter, something that's just gonna let everything underneath it shine through, this is what I use. And my plan, this is harder to do than I thought it would be. My plan is going to be that you can really see it there. Once this dries, I'm going to go back over both sides with my Mod Podge, just to give it some strength, some additional strength, and all of this just adds some nice dimension to it. Just to let you know, you do not need much of this. This is a super light layer of glitter. Now, some of you might want to do a little bit of paint or something on the edges. You can see my edges. I am perfectly okay with my edges the way they are. It's impossible to do this without getting the paint. This paint does come off really well when I wash my hands. I usually don't feel like I have glitter. Oh, no, I did not want to do that. Hang around forever. There we go. This one looks like I gotta... And there. It's just going to add a nice little flavor to the backs of these. And honestly, I could cover the front with this too. And I will say that's kind of tempting. More so because I know I'm having a hard time keeping it off. Okay, wait a minute. Keeping it off my fingers, and because it's getting on my fingers, it's probably getting to the front. So I might go ahead and glitter the fronts. If I don't and I have a splotch of glitter on the front, I was thinking it would be fine, but I'm thinking about it again, thinking if I don't do the front to just a tiny splotch of glitter, could look weird. I swear I'm painting my hand more than I'm painting the charm. So this is a fantastic way to get rid of, or not to get rid of, to use up your really small scraps. I mean, this one's just an inch. I'm getting a little bit more. It's a little bit, goes a pretty long way. Let's see which ones are still need to do. Okay, that would be Big Brit whistling. I think he doesn't realize that I'm filming. It is 9:30 at night, approximately. He's already been called out tonight once on call. We both kind of expect more since it's yucky weather and the power will go out. We're expecting thunderstorms tonight in our area. How about you guys? How's your weather doing? It's Monday, June 16th. So I am almost there. Yeah, I do think that I'm going to go ahead and glitter paint the other side, just so I don't end up with something that looks weird, like a tiny splotch of glitter. But I actually think that's going to add to it, to these. You do not have to take that. You do not have to glitter up. These would have been fine without it, and I could have just done Mod Podge. I just decided I wanted to be glittery today. Right, I think that's all of those. Oh, no, I missed one. The joy of glitter. I can just kind of see the reflection in the light. Okay. Let's see. Now, that looks like all of them. I'm actually going to use, I got a little thing of water over here. And a weirder shadows. I wonder why it's so shadowy right there. I'm just rinsing my hands. Now, let's see. That's not dry quite yet. Okay. So, this is kind of exciting. I wonder if any of these are... That one's close to dry. Or it's pretty much dry. Oh, yeah. That's... I don't know if you all can see that, but it adds that nice sheen to it. This dries pretty fast. Yeah. Pretty fast. You don't use too much of it. And it dries, that's really the biggest thing that I like about this one. It dries pretty clear. So many of them, they give it a different hue, or they just don't dry nice and clear. So all you see is the sheen of the glitter, which is really what I want. I don't want, you know, extra white or darkening, or just want the sheen of the glitter. I'm doing a super light coat. This one is one of the simplest ones I did. I was kind of thinking, I don't really know what I'm going to do with these yet, but whatever it is, it's going to be fun. Got this one. I will say these little charms are super fun to make. This one absolutely has to have glitter. Look at that one. You know, I could zoom you all in just a little bit so you can see more of what I'm doing. Not quite so separate. A little bit of that. I'm trying hard not to get much glue. I really hope I don't get any glue. I'm trying hard not to get much paint, much of the glitter paint on my brush. This is a super light coat. That's really what it's intended to be, just a super light. This is really... Ooh, don't go there. Come back to me. The heaviest thing painted is going to be my fingers. I kind of feel the flake. I also, at this point, do not want to get them too... I don't want to get these pieces overly damp, because I don't want the papers to separate. Right now, this one's just paper. This is the only one that I did double-sided, which possibly in the future I'll do more of them double-sided. Because I kind of like that look. What do y'all, come back. What do y'all think? Do you like it with this sort of simple side here and the other one, or do you like the double-sided better where you have something on both sides? Let me know. Like I said, I meant it when I said I love hearing from you guys. Love hearing your opinions and your tips. You guys have the best tips. And your ideas. Some of these came out so super cute. I really love these. I don't know if that's getting much glitter. That one doesn't look like it has a lot of glitter. Let me go back to the drawing board here. There we go. That one. So, don't fall over. I am using, to cover my surface, I'm using an old Joann's bag. I won't be able to get these anymore. And I laugh, but I cry because I'm going to miss Joann's. What I did with this one is I turned it inside out so that I'm not going to pick up any of the color, because that can come off. I don't like this part could come off on your project, and you certainly don't want that. So, but by cutting it up and turning it inside out, it is the perfect little piece. I had, now I'm going to Mod Podge these once they're all really dry, and I might wait until the morning to really do that. Look how cute that one turned out. But I haven't decided. All right, I put that one in. Okay, so all of these have had, or I was going to say I'm going to Mod Podge all of these. I was considering Mod Podging my bookmarks, and I might just leave them as they are. I'll show you all of those when it's time. when everything is done. So at the end, wait to the end so you can see everything I made. Because there's a lot that I made off screen. Just because I just didn't think anyone wanted another 2-hour video. All right, so I'm just kind of rinsing my hands. I keep this big cup here. This is actually from Dollar Tree, this big cup, but it's perfect for me to kind of get the initial grit off my hands before I can go wash them properly. And I just keep a little towel next to me. All right, so, that's Big Brit going downstairs. I really hope that does not mean that he's been called out again. All right, so my next step will be Mod Podge, so we'll come back to do that.